Hello everybody and welcome back to the football betting series here on YouTube, Premier League edition. And, well, it's been a bit of a disaster of a week. We didn't win any of our selections from last episode, as Manchester City managed to beat Arsenal in the midweek to issue us our first defeat. And then with the 3 o'clock kickoffs, we had Brentford failing to beat Crystal Palace and Southampton beating Chelsea, actually, with a James Ward-Prowse free kick. So we've took a £60 hit there, and things aren't going super well with the Premiership for this month. But I'm sure if we are persistent, we can turn it around. And we have a proven track record across the videos we've documented so far of making a profit. But this could actually be a good plug for the comments. As you can see, we are making profit in Serie A, in La Liga, and with other competitions as well, for a monthly total of £85. So if you're not too sure about what's going on in the Premier League and you don't want to commit to the bets that I'm about to do, that's fine. I totally understand that given my February record. But take a look at the comment section below. There's going to be some La Liga and Serie A action in there that you might be interested in. Without further ado, let's get into our couple of selections for this upcoming weekend in the Premiership, the 25th and 26th of February. We kick things off with our first game as 6th place Fulham host 15th place Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Fulham managed to pick up another win last time against fellow overachievers Brighton. This does mean that the West Londoners have now 3 straight wins and are unbeaten in each of their last 5 games. Premier League season, Fulham have averaged 1.5 goals per game from 1.7 key chances per 90, defence 1.3 goals against, and clean sheets in 8 of their 24 matches. The away side Wolves were stunned against struggling Bournemouth, losing 1-0 courtesy of a Marcus Tavernier strike early on in the second half. And in games where Wolves do concede first, they often fail to pick up a result as they only average 0.7 goals per game from 1.2 key chances per 90. Defensively, they concede at twice the rate, 1.4 goals against and 6 clean sheets in 23 Premier League games. When we look at the head-to-head record, the initial meeting in August at the start of the season finished 0-0, but despite this, Fulham managed to edge the battle on shots on targets, and one on expected goals as well, 1.49 to 0.89. Wolves possess a slightly below average away record, sitting 13th in the Premiership with 2 wins, 3 draws and 6 defeats, and they're being outscored by 8 goals to 17. On the other hand, Fulham have a very impressive home record this season for a newly promoted side, the 8th best in the division with 6 wins, 3 draws and 3 defeats. Now, the angle here is pretty obvious, but Fulham possess the better statistics, the better form, the better home and away record, and had the better underlying numbers in the earlier encounter this season. Fulham to win at Craven Cottage for a full stake in our first bet. Our second selection sees 13th place Leicester hosting 2nd place Arsenal. And Leicester were thoroughly trounced by Manchester United in their most recent game as they did lose 3-0. This did end a run of 3 straight wins and Rodgers was starting to turn things around, but they've hit a stumbling block. Across the season, Leicester averaging 1.6 goals per game from 1.8 key chances per 90. Defensively, they concede nearly 2 goals per game and have 6 clean sheets in their 23 Premier League matches. The away side, Arsenal, did things the hard way, coming from behind and scoring 2 goals in stoppage time to seal their 4-2 win against Aston Villa. Arsenal have had a bit of a torrid time, surrendering the top spot in the Premiership to Manchester City, and before this victory they were winless in 4, including 3 losses over this period, so hopefully Arsenal are looking to turn things around. Arsenal score 2.2 goals per game from 2.7 key chances per 90, defensively conceding 1 goal per game for 9 clean sheets in 23 Premier League matches. When we look at the head-to-head record, Arsenal have won each of the last 4 encounters against Leicester straight up, outscoring the Foxes by 13 goals to 4. Now, despite a poor run of form, Arsenal remain the best side in the Premiership away from home, with 8 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeats for 25 points from a possible 33. Comparably, Leicester have pretty poor home form. 18th best record at the King Power, 3 wins, 3 draws and 5 defeats for just 12 from 33. Arsenal to win on the road in our second bet. The third and final selection in today's episode sees 12th place Crystal Palace hosting 8th place Liverpool, and Crystal Palace managed to put together a decent display last game on the road against Brentford, managing to draw against the Bees 1-1. Crystal Palace are on a fairly good run, unbeaten in 4 of their last 5, securing draws against some of the more formidable sides in the Premier League: Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle and Manchester United. In England's top flight, the Eagles are averaging 0.9 goals per game from 1.2 key chances per 90. Defensively, they are conceding 1.3 goals per game, 5 clean sheets in 23 appearances. The away side Liverpool, on the other hand, managed to seal a pretty easy win against Newcastle. The Reds managed to dispatch the Magpies 2-0 following 2 spots of neglectful defending and a silly red card from Nick Pope, who will miss the Carabao Cup final against Manchester United. But sticking with Liverpool for a moment, they are now back to winning ways and have won back-to-back games by 2-0. They do have Real Madrid in the midweek, so maybe we will exercise a bit of caution here. However, back in the Premiership, Liverpool score 1.7 goals per game, despite creating 3.1 key chances per 90. Defensively, they concede 1.3 goals a game, with 7 clean sheets in their last 22, and 3 of these clean sheets have come in their last 4 Premier League fixtures. When we look at the head-to-head record, coming into this season, Liverpool had a great track record against Crystal Palace, winning each of their last 10 games straight up. That all came to an end with the 1-1 draw in August, but despite this scoreline, Liverpool dominated the game in all statistical indicators. I feel that Liverpool have now found their feet once again against a Crystal Palace side that are going to start to tire. They're being asked to defend a lot against top quality opposition. Liverpool to win in South London for our third and final bet. So there we have it, 3 selections in this week's episode, and hopefully they go a little bit better than the 3 selections in last week's episode. We start off on the 24th with Fulham versus Wolves. We're going to be taking Fulham to win at Craven Cottage. Odds of about 6-4, £20 stake to return 28. Moving on to the Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff, Leicester versus Arsenal. We can get Arsenal odds of about 3-4, £20 stake to return 15. And Saturday evening, Crystal Palace Liverpool. We're going to be taking the Reds on the road. Odds of about 4-5, £20 stake to return 15.40. So across this weekend, we're going to be risking another £60 to hopefully pick up as much as 58.40. Will we do so? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to tune into next episode. But if you have enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below, and make sure to check out the comment section for our La Liga, Serie A, and other bets. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, have yourself a lovely day.